Hi Mama! In this video I'm talking packing your hospital bag for labor and delivery, and my unique 2-bag system that's going to make it super easy for you to have an organized bag in an organized hospital room without overpacking. By the end of this video you're going to know how to pack 2 separate bags to keep things simple and easy, but not the way you think. I'm Katie Huey Harrison, founder and editor-in-chief of Undefining Motherhood, and we are an educational site and community that helps you get all the information you need to cut out the noise and learn how to do this mom thing your own way. I'm about to pack my car for the hospital, and I wanted to show you exactly what I do when I'm packing my hospital bags, because I have a unique system that's going to make everything so much easier for you. Now, when most people say we're going to pack 2 hospital bags, what they actually mean is that they're going to pack a bag for mom and a bag for baby, but that's really not necessary, because most of the things that you need for both of you are actually already going to be at the hospital, and baby does not need an entire bag for themselves. So here's how I like to do it. We are going to pack 1 bag for labor and delivery and a second bag for after birth. If you're having a scheduled C-section, then guess what? You're only going to need 1 bag. I'm packing using my special hospital bag checklist that I'm going to drop for you in the description below. Now, before I tell you what goes in the 2 bags, I want to talk a little bit about the other tools that you might need to take. So on the back of my checklist, I actually have a list, and this is going to hang on my door. So I'm going to put all of this in the car, actually as soon as I finish recording this video, and then I'm going to have this list on the door so that I can remember the other things I need to toss in the car that might be last minute. A few things that you might want to pack that won't necessarily fit inside your hospital bag. A nursing pillow if you plan to breastfeed. This is a Lullaby pillow. It is my favorite nursing pillow on the market. It's sturdy, it's stable, it holds baby in good positions. I really recommend this pillow if you're looking for one. I also like to take my own pillow because, let's be honest, hospital pillows, not the most comfortable. I don't mind using them for propping, but I really like to have my own that I can sleep well with, because you need to recover when you're in the hospital. And finally, a birthing ball. Not everyone chooses to use a birthing ball. I really love to have one. Actually, not even to sit on. I like to put it up on a counter when I'm in labor and just kind of dance with it. So I have that going with me as well. But of course, those don't fit in the bags. Finally, the last thing you might need that may not fit in a bag, cord blood banking kit. So if you're choosing to bank cord blood, or if you're doing something like placental encapsulation, anything that you need for those special coolers, kits that you've been given, whatever it is that you're going to need, make sure that you have those with you. Now, in this system, we pack 2 separate bags. So we're going to talk first about our labor and delivery bag and what you need to have in that bag so that you can get through the labor process easily and smoothly. Before I tell you what goes in the bags, I do want to mention in both of my bags, I love to use packing cubes. This helps keep things organized. It allows you to ask your support person for help finding things without them making a mess of your bags. And it also makes it easier to keep up with whether you have everything that you need. Even checklists are simpler when you have stuff in these separated bags. If you have a scheduled C-section, what I'm going to suggest doing is packing a toiletry bag and then skipping on over to the next bag. Just push forward a little bit so you don't have to see me talk about the labor and delivery bag, because the only thing you need from that bag is toiletries. Everything else we're going to talk about for your afterbirth bag. Now, the first bag that we're going to pack is our labor and delivery bag. This is what's going to support us through the labor process. The other bag gets to stay in the car. The only things you need to bring in from the car for labor and delivery are this bag and then any support tools you need, like birthing ball, placental encapsulation, or cord blood kits. I'm actually using my diaper bag as my labor and delivery bag. It's the perfect size for me. Some diaper bags are going to be too small, but this is really a great tool for me. So in each side, I've got coconut water because I love coconut water when I am in labor. I don't drink it any other time, but for some reason, I craved it when I was in labor with my son. And then in the front, I'm keeping my electronics. And so specifically, all that means for me is that I have a cell phone charger That's it. When it comes to electronics, a lot of people really also like to bring a tablet or a computer. They want to be able to watch movies and videos. I am not one of those people. If I'm on my computer, I'm working. So I'm leaving all of that at home. All I care about is a cell phone and a way to charge it. Now let's take a look and see what's inside the bag, because this is where things get really important. So for me, I am cord blood making. I was able to fit that kit in the bag, which is awesome. I also have my paperwork bag connected to this kit, so when I go to register at the hospital, all I have to do is pull this off and hand it to them. What's inside the paperwork bag? A couple of really important things. A copy of your photo ID, a copy of your insurance card if you're a US-based mom, and a copy of your birth plan. So for me, I have filled out the birth plan that's in our Expecting and Organized planner. It's a very simple, basic, to-the-point plan that recognizes things might change. So here's the overview of the things we really want to know. Also in here is paperwork that my doctor has given me and specifically said to take to the hospital. So if you have anything like that, this is the perfect place for it. Next, we have labor and delivery tools. So with these tools, you can have a couple of different things. A lot of people like tennis balls or back massagers. I do have a little personal size massager in here that I really liked using during my first labor experience. I got this on Amazon, and my husband just rubs it across my lower back while I'm dancing with the birthing ball during the contraction. Another thing that people tend to really enjoy is essential oils. So when you are in labor, nausea is very common. So if you have oils or anything you can smell, honestly, that it's going to help calm nausea, that can be a really handy tool to keep with you. Also, support people often like this because around the time of birth, I'm told sometimes it smells a little bit bad. I was distracted, I don't remember that part, but it's nice for them to be able to open and sniff it, put it under your nose. So this can be a really calming thing to have in your hospital bag as well. Other labor tools people love, of course, include the birthing ball. If you're choosing to take a birthing ball, that's not going to fit in your bag, so you're going to want to bring that in separately. Next, I have a toiletry bag. The reason I put the toiletry bag in this particular labor and delivery bag is because there are certain things that I need in terms of toiletries while I'm in labor and delivery, especially if you're being induced and you're staying the night before, but it's true either way potentially. And so then I'm just gonna take this bag into my postpartum hospital room and I'm gonna keep it with me after birth. So I'm gonna go ahead and pack everything in this bag that I need, even if I don't necessarily need it during labor and delivery. You know what toiletries you need. But the types of things that people tend to want to include in here, obviously contacts, contact solution, glasses, if you wear those. A hairbrush is going to be huge for you, and hair ties, because you do, if you have longer hair, you want to make sure that you're able to keep it back during labor and also usually when you're feeding baby, and just kind of you feel gross, and I like to have my hair up. One thing I really recommend having for labor specifically is mouthwash. I have a little travel size thing of mouthwash in here, which is really great so that if you happen to get sick during labor, you're able to kind of rinse that out. I also keep a toothbrush and toothpaste because I'm using this postpartum, but unless you're being induced and you're going into the hospital the night before, or you have a multi-day labor, you're not likely to use your toothbrush when you're actively laboring. We also have other important basics like deodorant and moisturizer. And finally, one of my very favorite things is to have face and body wipes. So I don't usually feel during labor, heck, even in the hospital after birth, like getting up and really doing everything to fix my face, but I also feel dirty and gross. And so being able to just wipe my face down and moisturize it and wipe my body down in places that I need to are so helpful. And finally, the last thing in my labor bag, snacks. This is where I put things like granola bars, honey sticks can be really great. And then also I have a lot of water flavoring in here. So I love liquid IV. And so I want to be able to have that during labor. And I also have my coconut water. Different hospitals have different rules in terms of whether you're allowed to eat during labor. So make sure that you talk to your hospital ahead of time and you know what you can have. Now, after birth is over, I'm actually going to send this bag back to the car. And then my partner is going to come and he is going to bring me my new bag, the Afterbirth bag, and he's also going to bring in my pillow because that's something that I didn't bring in for labor and delivery. Now let's talk about what goes in this Afterbirth bag. This bag has everything that you are going to need for 1 to 2 nights in the hospital with baby. But remember, there are a lot of things that you're not actually going to need. So honestly, I've overpacked. in this bag just to make sure I've covered all my bases. You really don't need a ton of stuff. The first thing you want to make sure you have in this bag is paperwork. Contact information for your pediatrician, as well as just a notebook and a pen where you can write down questions and you can take notes on answers. Then we're going to do a bag of postpartum supplies. It's not a lot that you're going to need, but the things you do need, it's going to be really, really helpful for you to have. And I'll show you what's in here. So first, an inflatable cushion. I got this one from Bodily. I use their Care for Birth box. You can also get their V kit or C kit to get a little fewer things and have what you need just for vaginal delivery with the V kit or C-section with the C kit. This is going to be great because when you are sitting and you have stitches and potential tearing and pain, your perineum is swollen, it's a really, really nice to be able to sit on this cushion instead of the hard hospital bed and have it help you. Also really helpful if you develop hemorrhoids. Next, we have Dermaplast. Now, a lot of hospitals are going to provide this. Pretty much all hospitals are going to give you pain relieving spray of some sort that you can spray directly on your scar, your vagina, whatever you need to spray it on for pain after birth. I like the name brand Dermaplast. I really think it works significantly better. So just to be safe, in case that's not what the hospital has, I like to take my own. And finally, a Peri bottle. So this is a bottle that you can use to spray your vagina and also your rectum after birth to make sure you're keeping it clean without having to get toilet paper down there, because that is scratchy and painful and not what you want after birth. So you're gonna fill this up with water and then you're gonna just flip it over and spray. It's fantastic. It's a game changer, I promise. You really don't need a lot of other postpartum supplies. I did a video a couple of weeks ago on postpartum baskets to create at your home, and I do recommend having supplies in those. And so go back and check out that video. But when you're in the hospital, they have most of the supplies you need. They'll even give you a Peri bottle. It just won't be as good as this one. So I recommend having this one instead. This Peri bottle is from Frida Mom. There is a similar one from Bodily that comes in the Care for Birth box. I really like both of them, but if you're just buying a Peri bottle, the Frida Mom one is really easy to access. It's super cheap. Grab it on Amazon. And I've linked it in the description below. Next, we have the items that you need for baby. Now, I'm not going to take all these out because quite frankly, I don't want to refold them all. But I am going to tell you everything that's inside so you know what you need. Truth be told, you don't need much. They're going to have diapers, they're going to have pacifiers, they're going to have wipes. All of the things that you need are at the hospital. Basically, the only things you need for baby on your own are what you want for photos and what you want to take them home. So you want to make sure that you have an outfit that they can go home in. That means not a knotted gown, not anything too like frilly or cutesy. I like just basic footed pajamas because you do want to make sure that you can fit that car seat strap in between their legs. Other than that, it's all about the photos. What do you need for photographs of baby? So what I have included here is I have a blanket with my baby's name on it. I have two really sweet, cute outfits with some headbands. And I also have a nameplate that reveals her name so that I can put that in with her to get a cute hospital photo. Finally, I have a dirty sack so that I can take anything that she dirties and I can just toss it in there and take it home. But usually you will get something like that at your hospital. It'll just be like a plastic bag. Now, because I'm delivering in the winter, I also have a hat to keep her head warm. I have socks and mittens for her hands, even though I'm pretty sure that I have mittens on the sleeves of the outfit I chose to bring her home in as well. So you want to think about those things seasonally if that's something that is going to matter to you. Finally, one thing I do have in here is a little swaddle sack. So when I was in the hospital with my first son, I had taken a swaddle blanket. It was a special swaddle blanket that I had learned to swaddle with, and he wasn't staying in the ones the nurses did very well, so I switched his blanket and that really helped me. I don't actually plan to use a real swaddle this time because it's hard. So if we have that trouble, I'm just going to put her in a swaddle sack. Next, we need clothes for mom. Included in this, I have mesh underwear, which is technically, I guess, a postpartum supply, but it fits better when packing with your clothing. You will get mesh underwear in the hospital. I really like the ones from Frida Mom because they hold the ice packs you're likely going to be using up better. And so I have packed the Frida Mom ones in here. Bodily also makes some that I really enjoy. I'm not taking those to the hospital because they're not reusable, and I don't want all of that to be in a bag that I'm bringing home to have to wash. But when I get home, I am going to switch to those reusable ones. Things that you need for yourself: you need comfortable pajamas. I prefer a nightgown because it gives easy access to check pads for nurses and to C-section scars. But if you prefer pants, obviously loose pants that are going to fit you well. Remember, you are not going to be your original size. Still plan for pregnant sizes. And make sure that you're not getting anything that could potentially rub a C-section scar. Don't forget that you're going to need a going home outfit for you. We think about this for baby, but we don't always think about it for mom. You need to be comfortable in the car ride home. I really like maternity leggings because you can then use them to give you just a little bit of compressive support on that postpartum belly, but they're still gonna fit. You don't wanna go into postpartum leggings quite yet. I'd wait another week or two on that because they're gonna be a little too small. You really wanna keep the maternity leggings going for just a little while your uterus and everything begins to shrink down to size, and then you can switch over to postpartum support leggings. A few other things for you. A lot of moms really love slippers. I personally just take fuzzy socks with the grippy bottoms so that you're not slipping on the hospital floor. And also a sleeping bra. Hopefully you've been using this during pregnancy because it's amazing. But if you haven't, this is something that's going to come in handy a lot postpartum. So I really recommend getting a sleeping bra and tossing it in here. Now, before I tell you the last thing that I have in my hospital bag, I want to ask you, what is your favorite hospital bag essential? Drop it in the comments below and let's get a great list going. All right, so that final thing, if you're a nursing mom or you're planning to nurse, you want breastfeeding supplies. Hospitals will usually supply breast pumps. Check with yours ahead of time just to be sure. So that's not something you usually need to take. But there are a few things that I have tucked away in this bag to make breastfeeding much, much easier. Nursing pads. Nursing pads are really great. They just go in your bra. So if you are leaking, they're comfortable. You're probably not going to be leaking while you're in the hospital, but you might be tender and sore and they're going to feel really good against your nipples. Nipple cream. I like the Mother Love nipple cream, although packed in here I have the one from Bodily, and from what I can tell so far it's pretty great as well. A nursing bra. Make sure that you have a bra with you that you are going to be able to use to unclasp and nurse your baby. And it might be the same bra or it might be a separate one, a pumping bra, because when you're pumping in the hospital and learning to use that breast pump, you don't want to have to use your hands to hold the pumps up. You really want to just be able to put on the bra and let it go. A lot of people like to take a nursing cover. I personally don't cover myself when I'm nursing, so that's not a big deal to me. But if you're going to have people in and out of your room and you're going to feel shy about it, definitely make sure you pack one of those. A lot of nursing moms really like to take robes because it's something they can just throw on quickly and comfortably, and also they're often really cute in photos with baby. And finally, make sure that you do have your nursing pillow if that's something that you're interested in doing. I hope you've learned so much from this hospital bag packing list video. It's been awesome to sit here and talk to you about everything that you need to be super successful in labor and delivery and after birth at the hospital. Make sure you download our Getting Ready for Baby bundle. I dropped the link to it in the description below, and it has this full hospital bag packing list as well as lists for the mama baby stations that I have covered over the past 5 weeks that you want to create in your home to ensure a successful postpartum period. Also, tons of other checklists and information that, trust me, you want to know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks so much. Bye.